Let's be mermaids, swim to my studio, and we'll make some pretty ocean theme ankle bracelets. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Luisa. How are we doing today? If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe because it helps my channel and it helps me stay motivated to create more content for you. If you've already subscribed, welcome back. Thank you for being here. Let me remind you about the timestamps down in the description. So if you want to skip through the video, you can certainly do that. Are you ready to make a big splash this summer with some gorgeous jewelry? Well, you're at the right place because we're going to make some gorgeous ankle bracelets using the beads from the new Jessie James Beads bead mixes, Let's Be Mermaids. These mixes are so gorgeous. But if you don't have those beads, that's okay. You can still make this project. You're just going to have to go into your stash and find similar beads. The most important thing is that you have fun while making them, and that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Here are the three gorgeous Let's Be Mermaids bead mixes, and aren't they adorable? Oh my gosh, if this doesn't get your creative juices flowing, I don't know what will. I'll leave a link down below to the Jessie James Beads website. Of course, by the time you see this video, those bead mixes may not be available, but maybe they'll have other bead mixes you can choose from. But as you can see, we have three gorgeous colors. We have this one called Coral Queen, and it's in tones of pinks and corals, peaches. This one's in blue tones, it's called Splash, and this one is called Siren in purplish tones. So I want to show you all three, and let's go ahead and get started. And we'll start with a Coral Queen. And let me dump them out. Look how beautiful these beads are. Oh my gosh, and look at all these charms. We have a lot of pink tones, as you can see, and some peach and some coral and some gold tones and maybe some rose gold as well. Let me go ahead and sort them out. I love this palette. It's so spring-like because of the colors. I love it. We got peach, we have pink, we have rose gold, we have these mermaid tails in a pink color. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. We have these other starfish in a kind of a sandy color, and we have these lovely charms. Look at these charms. Look at all these beautiful charms. They're so gorgeous. This one could be a pendant because it's big enough. I love these, and I adore this one. Look how pretty that is. And as you can see, we have some metal beads here. These have pretty large holes, and some rhinestone beads and some smooth rounds in two colors. We have this peach color and this pink color over here. And here's some mermaid beads right here. Look at the beautiful blue glow inside of it. So cute. And these other lovely large rose gold beads with a swirl pattern and rhinestones. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Some big rondelles and smaller rondelles and cage beads. These are so cute with a little crystal inside. And these teardrop shaped beads and some rhinestone spaces, as you can see, in two sizes, this size and a smaller size, and some other tiny rhinestone beads here. And here's a close-up. Look how beautiful these are. Look at these large crystal rondelles. Oh my gosh. All of them are so gorgeous, and these are so unusual. They're like a topaz color with a bluish glow inside of them. Very nice. I love all of them. I love using these cage beads. They make great earrings. They're so cute. The rhinestone spaces and these rhinestone beads. Oh my gosh. How beautiful is that? And here's the rest of them, minus the charms and the mermaid tails. I love using these starfish. They look so natural in this color. And these metal beads have very large holes, so they would work really well on leather cord. Next is the Splash bead mix. And I love the colors. I love these colors. gorgeous colors of blues and pale greens and golds. I love it. Oh my gosh, these are so gorgeous. Let me sort them out. Look at this gorgeous collection. I absolutely adore these colors. So we have some blues, we have some greens, some gold tones. So gorgeous. And I love these charms, guys. Look at these charms. These are the prettiest charms I've ever seen. Honestly, they're so beautiful. Look at that. Look how pretty these are. This could actually be a pendant, but it is small enough to be a charm. So beautiful. I love them. But we have these mermaid tails in this beautiful blue color. So cute. We have these faceted crystals. They're coin beads. This lovely gold tone bead with rhinestones on it and a swirl pattern. So beautiful. And these look like gemstones. I'm not sure if they are, but they sure look like it. Absolutely gorgeous. Love the color. Mermaid beads again in a bluish color. And these other ones here with some blue and white modeling on them. So pretty. Some bicones, some more crystal rondelles, metal beads, these adorable mermaid tail bead caps. I don't think I've ever seen that before. They're so cute. Some pearl beads. And these other ones, I love this color, and some daisy spaces. Such a pretty collection. And here's some of them. I love these large faceted coin beads. They're so gorgeous. Aren't they pretty? Look at these. Look at the lovely bluish glow inside these beads. And these crystal rondelles are stunning. They're not rounded on the edges, they're squared off, and that makes them even more sparkly, the facets. So beautiful. And then these are so pretty. I love these. And here's some more. These are so beautiful. And I put the daisy spaces in between the pearl beads, and that looks really nice too. And here are the metal beads. Very unique. I love these rectangular ones here. These bead caps actually look really pretty with this coin bead. Fits really nicely in there. And here's the Siren bead mix. I love these colors. Oh my gosh, this bead mix is so gorgeous. Let me sort it out. Tell me these aren't gorgeous. Look at these beautiful beads. Oh my gosh, I love these colors. Mermaid tails here again in a purple color. So pretty. We have a couple of ceramic beads there, some very large pearl beads. We have these oval shaped beads with a kind of a bumpy design on them. We have these delicious mermaid beads. Look at these guys. Oh my gosh. Look how beautiful these are. And we have some crystals in two different colors. These are more greenish colored, and these are more bluish colored. And then we've got some rhinestone spacer beads. And these charms are absolutely adorable. They're absolutely adorable, guys. Look at these charms. Look how beautiful these charms are. They're so gorgeous. And I love this one. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there are little speckles of glitter inside that resin. So beautiful. Maybe if I move it around you can see it. But these are absolutely adorable. I love all of these. I love the color. There's the back. So pretty. And these are so interesting right here. These look like natural pearls, but they're elongated. I don't think I've ever seen beads like this before. And the hole runs right through the middle of it. I'll show you in a few seconds when I put it on the rod. And we have some bicones, some bead caps in two different sizes, these teardrop shaped beads, some more smooth rounds. Look at these. These are so pretty. Oh my gosh. And here's some of them on the rod. I love these crystals. They're so gorgeous, guys. Oh my gosh. And these are so pretty. And these mermaid beads, look how they glow. I love that. And all these bicones. And here's the rest of them. I put some bead caps on some of these, as you can see. Aren't they gorgeous? I've never seen pearls like these before. Or maybe I have seen them, but I just didn't know they would drill through the middle like that. It's so unique. And then these little rings with the seed beads are so cute. And here's some ceramic beads, and here are the teardrop beads. And the rhinestone spaces. So beautiful. I love these colors. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the beads for the first ankle bracelet. And from this collection, we're simply going to use some of these rondelles, faceted rondelles, in a bluish tone. And I think we're going to use 4 of them. So let's set these aside. And we're also going to use another 4 of these bicones. And I love this charm. Oh my gosh, I love this charm. So we're going to use this charm. And that's about it. So these are the beads you're going to need for the ankle bracelet in this color. You're going to need some leather cord, and we're going to use the same color for all 3. And this is basically like a bronzy color. It's a metallic color. And I don't even know what brand or where I got it from. I did measure the leather cord. And if you ever run into this situation where you have some leather cord and you have no idea what size it is, you very simply get a digital caliper like this one and place it in there very gently. Don't squeeze too hard because leather does give. So just place it in there very gently, and you can see that it's 1 millimeter thick. Okay, so that's one way to tell. And you can use this on wire, you can use it on memory wire, you can use it on any kind of cord, as long as you don't squeeze too hard. Okay, so this is 1 millimeter leather cord. Okay, so basically you're going to need 2 lengths. One is going to be double the size of your ankle circumference, which is 17 inches in my case, and another piece that's 10 inches long. You want to take the cord, wrap it around your ankle, and most ankles are, I don't know, between 8 and 9 inches, I would say. So take that number and multiply it by 2. So I measured my ankles and they're 8.5 inches. So I'm going to need a length that's 17 inches. And then you're going to need an additional length about 10 inches long, I would say, because you want to give yourself enough room, okay? Especially those of you who are beginners, we're going to do a barrel knot. It doesn't make sense to be struggling to try to make a barrel knot if you're not that experienced. So if you're a beginner, I would say cut yourself a generous length. I'm going to cut 10 inches. So basically you will need 2 lengths. One piece is going to be double the size of your ankle circumference, and another one that's 10 inches long. Here are my 2 pieces of leather. And I'm also going to need a jump ring, and this one is a bronze color and it's a 5 millimeter size. And this is such a simple project. This is super, super easy. Anybody can do this. So basically, here's what we're going to do. We're going to thread these beads on. Now, what I like to do with leather is I like to snip the end so that it's a little bit easier to thread through the beads. So if you can make it like a pointy end like this, it'll be much easier to thread through. So the first thing we're going to thread is one of these bicones. And then we're going to thread 2 of these lovely rondelles. And now I am going to put this jump ring on this charm. So we'll open it, put the charm on it, close it really, really well. Okay, check it, make sure that it's completely closed. Thread that through. Another 2 of these rondelles, and 1 bicone. So this is what you should have. Bring it to the center, and you got these 2. We're going to use these later on, so put those aside. But you're going to thread these down so that they fall right in the middle of your leather cord. Doesn't that look beautiful? Oh my gosh. Once you have the beads in the center, you're going to simply take one end and make a knot, just a regular overhand knot. Make sure that the knot is right up against your bicone. Just like that, very easy. And now take your other end and you're going to do another overhand knot right up against that bicone. Bring it down. And this is what you should have. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. So now what we're going to do is thread on the other bicone and do a knot at this end. Pretty close to the end. Just a regular overhand knot. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, take your other end. Let me snip this end to make it easier to thread through this bicone. And do the same thing. Do a knot on this end. Make sure it's nice and tight. And this is what you should have. Okay, so far so good. Now comes the difficult part. Okay, to make the barrel knot, you're going to need some kind of a cylinder. And I love this one because it's nice and straight and it's squared off, but that's okay. I can still make the knots very easily. If you don't have one of these, you can use one of these. You can use a straw even. I saw somebody using a straw on YouTube like maybe 4 years ago. It was a long time ago, but basically you take a straw and you just snip it, okay? And this one's a little bit thick, but you can still do it, okay? You simply place it on here like this and do your barrel knot around it. But it is a little bit thick. I prefer using something thinner, and I like using something straight like this. Okay, so this is very, very simple. You take your two ends and you cross them so they're parallel to each other, just like that. You take your 10-inch piece of cord and you place it with the short end to your left and the long end to the right, or whatever your dominant side is, okay? Like this. Take your tube and place that on top, and now you're going to take the 10-inch piece of leather cord and you're going to go around towards the back, and then again towards the back, crossing it. Can you see that? Can you see how I crossed it? And again. So that's 2 times, and then a 3rd time. So once you go around the tube, then you're going to do 3 more turns around that tube. Let me bring it up so you can see. Okay, once you do that, you simply take the end and push it through the tube. Make sure you hold on to this end. And then slide the tube out. Make sure you hold on to the whole thing, and then very gently take the longer end, what's left of it, and gently pull it. And with your left, you're going to roll those wraps between your index finger and your thumb. Take your other end, pull that as well, and just keep rolling and pulling very slowly. Take your time until you get it nice and tight. Key is to keep those wraps nice and even. Keep rolling and keep pulling. And that's all there is to it. Okay, this is what it should look like. Even wraps. Now you can do as many of these as you want to, okay? You don't have to do as many as I did. You can do fewer or you can do more. It's completely up to you. But the nice thing about this kind of knot is that you can adjust your bracelet very easily. It holds the cord together, but it allows you to adjust it as well. Okay? So once you have that, you simply snip off the ends. Now you don't have to do anything else to this, okay? But you could, if you wanted to, add a little glue right here. Okay, now you don't want to get it too close to the hole because then you won't be able to slide this piece out, okay? That's the only problem with using glue. But this knot is pretty secure, okay? I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And same thing with these if you wanted to snip off these ends. I like to keep them kind of short. But that's it, guys. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, I love these colors and I love this charm. It's so pretty. And it adjusts so easily. So that's the first ankle bracelet. Okay, from this mix, we're going to use one of these lovely Starfish Charms. It's so adorable. I love this. Let me put it over here. I absolutely adore these crystals, so we're going to use 6 of these crystals. These bicones are so beautiful, and they pick up the green of the starfish, so we're going to use 2 bicones and a couple of these daisy spaces, and we're going to use these 2 lovely rectangular shaped beads. I decided I wasn't going to use these daisy spaces after all because the hole is actually a little bit smaller than what I like. Okay, so we're just going to use these beads here, and I've already put a jump ring on the charm. As you can see, it's a gold colored 5mm jump ring. And once again, I have my 2 pieces of leather cord. Like I said earlier, one of them is double the size of your ankle circumference, and the other one is 10 inches long. I've trimmed the edges of the long piece, as you can see, so they're nice and pointy. And we're simply going to thread on 3 of these beautiful faceted rondelles, 1 of the bicones, the charm, the other bicone, and another 3 of these faceted rondelles. Bring them to the center of your leather cord and then do an overhand knot. Make sure it's nice and tight. That's one end. And now let's do another one on this end. That is so pretty. Okay, so once you have that done, then you're going to thread on one of these rectangular beads. Same thing as before, thread it on and then do a knot. And you can trim the cord a little bit if you want to at this point. And then do the other end. Thread the bead on and do another overhand knot. Don't you just love easy projects? I certainly do. And this one is super easy. Okay, trim it off if you want to. Once you've done your knots, slide your rectangular beads to the end. Okay, and then cross them and line them up so they're parallel, the 2 cords, just like this. Okay, take your 10-inch piece, and just like before, you want to place the short end on the non-dominant side. In my case, it's my left side, and the long end on the dominant side. Just like that. Take your tube, place it on top, and now take the long end, go around to the back, and then another 3 more turns around that tube. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then take the long end again and go through the tube. And slide the tube out very carefully. Hold on to your wraps and roll them and pull. Just like that, until the whole thing tightens up. You can pull both ends, this end and this end. And take your time, like I've said before, okay? You can't rush this part. Just keep rolling and pulling and tugging until the little wraps come together and get really tight. Well, not really tight, but you want them nice and snug up against each other, okay? Test it to make sure that you're able to adjust your bracelet. Okay? And then once you're satisfied with your barrel knot, go ahead and trim it off. And like I said before, if you want to add a little dab of glue very carefully on that end, away from where the hole is, you can certainly do that, okay, if you're worried about it. But this is it, guys. Look how pretty this is. Oh my gosh, I love this one. This one's so beautiful. Isn't it gorgeous? So there's your second one. From this collection, I've decided we're going to use one of these beautiful shell charms. I love this one. It's so adorable. And we're also going to use two of these faceted crystal rondelles. And I have to use these starfish because they're so beachy looking. And for a little bit of bling, I'll use a couple of these rhinestone beads and two of these pretty pink smooth rounds. And we're going to use a jump ring. So we'll go ahead and attach it to the charm. This one's in a rose gold color, but you could use a bronze color, the same color as the leather cord. Just make sure that it's very closed, very well closed, okay? Okay, I have my leather cord, the long piece for the ankle bracelet and the short piece for the barrel knot. And we're going to start by threading one of these lovely rhinestone beads. And then we're going to thread on one of these starfish beads, the faceted crystal, the charm, another faceted crystal, the other starfish bead, and the other rhinestone bead. Bring them to the center, just like that, and then do an overhand knot at one end. And then do a knot at the other end. Nice and close to that rhinestone bead. Make sure it's nice and snug up against that bead. Isn't that adorable? So pretty. Okay, and then go ahead and thread on one of these smooth rounds at one end and do an overhand knot. Make sure it's snug. Trim it if you want to. And then another one at the other end. I wish all of my tutorials were this easy, but unfortunately they're not. And trim this end. Okay, so just like before, you want to bring those two beads down to where the knots are, like this. Cross the two ends so they're parallel. Take your 10-inch piece and place it with the short end on the non-dominant side and the long end on the dominant side, just like that. Take your tube and put it on top. Take the long end, wrap it around towards the back, and then do another 3 wraps. Thread it through the tube, pull it, make sure you have this other end, okay, and then slide the tube out very carefully, holding on to your wraps, just like that. Okay, hold on to them, roll them, and then pull each end until you get the wraps nice and snug up against each other. Pull this end and pull the other end and just keep rolling between your index finger and your thumb. until you get a nice barrel shape. Okay, super easy. Test it, make sure that it slides through that knot. And once you're satisfied, snip it off. And there you go. Look how pretty this is. Isn't it adorable? We have this one and we have this one. I love these three. They're so pretty, so sparkly, so beachy looking, but elegant at the same time. So if you want to make something easy, guys, this is the project, okay? I know you can do this. Anybody can do this. It's so simple. And you end up with such a pretty ankle bracelet. And these make great gifts. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me go ahead and clean this up and I'll come back and say goodbye. Okay, everybody, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. I hope I've inspired you. Hopefully you can make your own beautiful ankle bracelet. Let me show you what one of them looks like. I couldn't decide which one to show you, but I thought I would put this one on. I love that charm. Isn't it adorable? I love all three of them, honestly. I can't decide which one I like the best, and they're so much fun to wear. All right, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.